I knew your son was going to freak out on the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer.
Oh, did you just see that it was out also?
No, I saw it yesterday that Sonic 3, the new trailer was out. Either yesterday or this morning. But I was talking about it on the other radio stations. I'm like, oh, I wonder if he still likes Sonic. And he called you with his deep voice. Is that his new voice?
I don't think it's changed yet.
It's changed. That was a deep sounding
He probably
seed.
was like, so he talks differently depending on if his friends can hear him or if there's people around.
Okay. That sounded deep.
That sounded like he might have been on the game and his friends could hear him on the microphone or something like that.
Okay. All right.
That's not how he talks to me when he's just talking to his mummy.
Of course. Yeah, I think his voice is changing. All right, it's the Uncensored Podcast. It's the Strawberry and Lizette Mexican Ginger Podcast, not intended for younger audiences, especially if your voice hasn't changed yet. So there's a story that I couldn't tell on the radio about Disneyland.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Okay, so in the California Adventure Park, you know the big Ferris wheel? I don't know what it's called. It's the big...
yeah.
What's
the big Mickey Mouse Ferris wheel.
Big Mickey Mouse
by
Ferris
the roller
wheel.
coaster.
Yes. So for people who haven't been on this ride before, it's a huge Ferris wheel.
I actually haven't been on that.
Okay. Oh, dang it. You might not understand this. Okay. So it's
But
a
it
big
moves,
Ferris
right?
wheel. Yes.
Yeah.
So some
Okay.
of the little gondolas, some of the carts, they're just regular Ferris wheel carts. They'll maybe swing a little bit back and forth. But there's others that are on these tracks. And as the Ferris wheel turns, the gondola will slide. And it'll go a good 20 feet, reach the end of the tracks, swing up and down. And then as the Ferris wheel goes, it slides another 20, 30 feet back and you're swinging. So if you're not ready for that, or if you've never been in a Ferris wheel like that, it catches you off guard. So much so.
Do you think that you're dying?
No, I've been on it three or four times.
The one at Seattle, don't do that.
No, it doesn't. So much so that when you line up for this Mickey Mouse Ferris wheel, there's lines. There's the swinging gondolas and the not swinging gondolas. Like if you don't want your gondola to swing, because it's unnerving, it's disorienting, it's rough. So they also fill those gondolas up. So if you're like just a solo passenger, or maybe it's like 2 of you or 3 of you, they'll normally like pair you up with people. So me and the fiance are in line.
For the swingings?
For the swinging ones.
The swingers?
The swingers. And the 2 people behind us, this couple, they're probably like 20 years old, maybe 21. They're like the Disney couple. They have matching outfits on. I think they weren't like Mickey Mouse outfits, but they were like some sort of Chippendale shirts, whatever. They were full on, right?
Right.
So you're standing next to these people in line. You're not really talking to them, but then when you get in the gondola, you go, oh, okay, we're going to go on this ride together. We're in close quarters. So me and my fiance are on one side. The dude and his girlfriend are on the other side. And so it's started to spin, and I'm like, all right, once this stops spinning, we're going to slide. We're going to slide down these rails. Sure enough, we slide. We start swinging, laughing nervously. Everyone's giggling, da-da-da, whatever, right? As it goes around to the top, it looks like you're sliding off the Ferris wheel.
Ugh.
So my
I don't know how I
fiance's
feel about that.
my fiance's taking video. We're like on top of the world. We'll see the whole park. And as she's on her phone, I look across the couple sitting next to us. The guy's laughing. The girl he's with, not thrilled. She's not thrilled. And so she goes like this to her man. She shakes her head to her man. I don't think he noticed. My fiance didn't notice because she's got the cell phone going, and she goes, "Oh my God! It looks like you're gonna swing right off this Ferris wheel because like it's at the point where like we just went over the top,
Yeah.
So now we're gonna slide. It feels like we're gonna slide off." She goes, "Oh my God! It feels like we're gonna slide right off the ride." And then she's still filming, and I look at the girl, and she's shaking her head, and she goes, I can't do this. I can't." And I go, uh-oh.
Is she going to throw up?
I said, if she throws up, we're in close quarters. We're all locked in here. I'm wearing brand new shoes. The puke is going to get all over us. It's going to get all over the floor.
And you never know what that puke's going to look like. People eat so many different things.
Oh, and I don't know where it's going. And so I'm thinking the worst. And so she's shaking her head to her boyfriend. She goes, I can't. Meanwhile, she's locked in this gondola with us. My fiance has no idea that the girl's going through this trauma right now. So my fiance's on her phone. She goes, "Oh man, it would suck if you just ate right now." And so the girl covers her mouth, shakes her head.
Stop.
And she points, and luckily there's they do have throw up bags. They do have barf bags in these things.
Ew.
So she points, and I kind of elbow my fiance, and the boyfriend reaches over, grabs her a puke bag, and my fiance goes, "Oh, it's okay. Like, don't worry, the worst part's over." And she goes, "There's people throw up. People throw up in different ways. First off, luckily there was bags there. People throw up, and it's the loudest noise you've ever heard, or they just cough. Are you a cough thrower-upper?
So I haven't thrown up sober in a very long time.
Okay.
From what I can remember, I also haven't thrown up, period, in a very long time. Like I can handle my liquor now.
Food poisoning or flu, like
I've never
that type
had
of stuff.
food poisoning. I've never thrown up being hungover.
Okay.
I've only thrown up because I drank too much, and it was always like that night. Yeah. So, and that hasn't happened in a long time. From what I can remember throwing up while drunk, I don't feel like I make any noise.
Oh man, I make a ton of noise. It's violent.
I just close my eyes.
You gotta close your eyes.
And it just comes out, but I'm not coughing. I'm not gagging.
I know this.
So gross.
This is triggering to talk. I'm not even done with the story yet. Keep going.
But I'm not like some people just like will dry heave and it's loud. Like my son does that sometimes in the morning when he's
brushing his teeth. He's experimenting.
Or sometimes he's
testing his limits.
No, sometimes like because he's very, very sensitive, especially in the morning, and especially if he's not feeling good. And he's very sensitive to texture.
Okay.
So oftentimes, if he's already if I know he's already not feeling well, he'll wake me up in the morning because he's in the bathroom going, eh, eh. That's what it sounds like. And the first day or two, I'll be like, "Are you okay?" Go check on him. And after that, I start getting fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Because it's like nobody wants to keep waking up to that shit.
No, no.
And then half the time, I feel like he's overdoing it so he can stay home from school.
Yeah.
And that shit just pisses me off because it's like, just fucking go to school. You don't need to wake me up like this. Anyways, long story short, I don't feel like I gag. I don't feel like I make any noise. I just shut my eyes and then it just like involuntarily comes out. Like I'm not one of those people that sticks their finger down their throat to try to make it come out. Like I feel like I'm a pretty smooth thrower-upper.
That's good. My fiance is too. She'll cough a little bit, like she'll cough once or twice. Me, it's violent. It's a war zone in there. It's tough. I'm very loud.
Yeah.
This girl just coughed into her puke bag.
Yeah, I think I cough. If I will start choking if it like doesn't stop coming out enough for me to catch my breath.
Yeah.
Then that's when I'll start like choking and trying to breathe and stuff. I fucking hate when that happens, by the way.
All right,
it's like, Jesus Christ, how much puke is this?
So the girl, she shakes her head at her boyfriend. She goes, "I can't do this."
What is hippo video?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's strange. Okay.
All right, so she shakes her head at her boyfriend. She goes, "I can't do this." My fiance is like, "Oh, it looks like you're going to swing right off the side." And then she goes, I can't. My fiance is like, "Oh, man, it would suck if you just ate because you are swinging and you're sliding. Like you're moving around a lot." And so she grabs a puke bag and she does a couple little coughs. And meanwhile, like everyone's like, "Oh, it's okay. Like, don't worry. Like the worst part's over. Like we're almost there." And so the boyfriend's like, because we're there on a media event, so we have these like backstage passes that just say Disneyland Media on them or whatever. And so he's like, "So, what
do you guys do?
Where'd you get those lanyards? Like, where'd you get those passes?" I'm like, "Oh, we're with a bunch of radio stations out here. We're broadcasting this weekend, so we get to be on the park and like experience it and talk about it." And then she goes, I go, "And we're going to talk about it." And then she throws up again, and I go, "Don't worry, we won't talk about this on the radio." While his girlfriend's throwing up in a bag, trying to be demure.
Wait, does your fiance have this on video?
Not the throwing up part.
Oh, do you have it on video?
No. I was holding on in this ride. I'm holding on to the The gate.
So nobody recorded this.
Her throwing up? No.
God, what is wrong with you?
I don't know. She should have.
You record stuff like that.
I know. And so I'm
even
like,
if you don't
worry.
post it. Whenever someone's drunk and throwing up, my
You're
phone's
that
coming
person?
out. Yep.
Aw.
I don't give a fuck. You
Good to
wasn't
know.
embarrassed when you was in there getting fucked up. Don't be embarrassed now.
Good to know. Yeah. So we're like, don't worry. We won't talk about this on the radio. And then like, with the Ferris wheel, it goes and it stops. It goes, stops. goes. So it's stopped now. She threw up, but her face is still in the bag, and it's just awkward silence. So we're like, so
That's
what do you
so
do?
gross.
It was so bad. And I was trying to get my fiance's attention, like, yo, just stop talking about, falling off the ride or overeating. Like, this girl's about to get sick. And then she threw up, and it was awkward. And then we got to the bottom. I don't know why. I go, all right, we'll see you guys later. And then we left. Okay. So let me give you a psychopath test. You got to focus on this one. You ready?
Okay.
I'm taking this
but
from.
I'm so tired.
It's who was this? Was it
Dahmer.
Bryce Vine? Was it Bryce Vine? I think it was Bryce Vine.
Wayne Gacy Wayne.
Oh no.
What's his name?
John
Wayne Gacy.
I think this was Bryce Vine. So this is not mine,
Bryson
but I
Tiller.
saw Bryce Vine talk about this. So it's a psychopath test. It's supposed to determine if someone is a psychopath or not.
I don't think I am.
Okay, well you never know. So and everybody listening and
How many
watching
questions
on
are
YouTube,
there?
it's just one. It's just one story. It's a quick story.
Oh, is it like one of those morality tests that I'd be
Kind
giving
of.
you?
No, this is different. So here's the
Better?
scenario. Oh, I have to change this from women to men. Okay. The way he told it was, you meet a girl at the funeral of her sister. So for you, though, I got to switch it.
Okay.
So you meet a dude who's got two brothers, right? So you meet a dude. He's
At
the
my sister's funeral.
No. You meet a dude at the funeral of his brother. Okay? His brother's funeral.
Okay.
He's got two brothers. Not anymore. Anyway, sorry. So you meet a guy at the funeral of his brother.
You're a psychopath.
He's got two brothers. You guys meet because you knew the brother who just died. And
Okay.
So you meet this guy. You actually hit it off pretty well. There's a good vibe between you.
Huh?
He wants to see you again. But you're like, it's kind of weird because I met at your brother's funeral. Right? Like, I don't know. Come to find out a little while later, he killed his other brother. Why did he kill his other brother?
I'm supposed to know why he killed his brother? I feel like...
Well, so far it's good because a psychopath should know the answer to this right away. But go ahead, sound it out. So
Okay.
this is good that it's not clicking for you yet.
Nothing's clicking for me
Good.
because to me, I'm like, what the fuck does any of that have to do with the actual question? Like, you're talking about me, right? I meet him. We
Yeah.
know each other because we both know the dead brother.
Yeah.
And we hit it off. He wants to hang out again, but then I find out that he killed the other brother.
No, this is his third brother now. So you go to the funeral of his first brother. You guys have a vibe. You hit it off. He wants to meet you again. You're like, I don't know, that's a little weird.
Right.
A little while later, you come to find out that he killed his other brother.
Right.
now.
The only other one that was alive.
Right. Why did he do that?
I don't fucking know because
Good.
he's a psychopath. Because his other brother killed.
No, this is good. This is good. Apparently, according to this test, a psychopath would be able to answer that he killed his other brother because he knew that he would see you again. He would see you at the funeral.
Oh,
But you didn't think that way. You didn't go there. So that's good.
because nowhere did the story say that you also knew the other brother.
Yeah, no, but you know him now. And you're like, oh, your other brother died. I feel bad for you. I'm going to show up. But a psychopath would be able to reason that out really quickly.
But I wouldn't show up to someone's funeral that I didn't know.
Okay, well, this is all good. You passed the test. And again, this is a test from Bryce Vine. It's not
Did you
like
pass
my
the test?
Yeah. Because I'm like, why? I don't know why she killed the other sister. I'm like, what? And then he goes real quick. All right, good. A psychopath would be able to tell that, like, he killed, in my case, it was she. She killed the sister because she knew she was going to be able to see you again.
I don't know. I
This
don't
is
like
not
that
the
test.
characters. This is insane. Are the characters a psychopath? Are you able to see?
understand that.
Good.
I understand that. I just don't think that was a good test because I could ask this to some people who I actually think are fucking psychopaths, and I'm not sure that they would know that they would get it.
Ooh, we should. How do we find? Who do we know? We probably couldn't say their name. We should do this on somebody who we think is a psychopath. Don't. The camera's on. Don't. Just write it down.
That's why I'm covering my mouth.
Okay.
You see still?
Yeah.
Can you see my mouth?
Yeah.
On the cameras?
I'll turn the mics off. Hold on. Yeah, she is. You think so?
Yeah, but me thinking, I don't think if we give this person the psycho test, I don't think that it's going to
click for her.
They're going to be like,
you won't FaceTime her right now and ask her?
No.
Like, hey, I want you to be part of the podcast.
I don't feel like it.
Okay, all right.
Tired.
Okay.
Wait, who did you have? You thought of someone.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Oh, I thought you
I just
did.
feel like we all know. So I'm sure we can find somebody.
Yeah. Did you watch the Laci Peterson documentaries yet?
Yo.
Bitch.
Not only did I watch the Laci Peterson documentary, immediately it suggested the Scott Peterson documentary. It's called like Face to Face or something like that. And
there's a Scott Peterson
There's a Scott Peterson documentary because, you know, the last couple years, like from 2020 on till 2024.
He's out, right?
No. They took the death penalty away.
Oh,
so now
that's
he's
right.
life. He's life in prison.
That's right.
But he and his team are filing like, there's all these witnesses. There's all this DNA. There's X, Y, and Z that the cops hid that didn't share with the defense. Like, I should get a new trial. And they're filing all these motions. One of the parts, I was going to bring it up on the radio today, one of the cops, this is very recent, because one of the cops said, oh, do I think that like the burglars killed Laci? He's like, let me tell you, do I think that J-Lo is going to break up with Ben Affleck and call me out on a date or something like that? I'm like, whoa, this is like in real time. He mentioned like J-Lo and Ben Affleck. But yeah, I watched Laci Peterson. It kicked it right to a Scott Peterson documentary.
So did you watch that?
Hell yeah. I wrapped it up last night.
Oh,
dude.
I want to watch it too.
Dude, there's the burglars across the street. There's the van that got torched, and there's a mattress with blood in it. There's witnesses that say not only was...
None of this was in Laci Peterson's documentary.
You got to watch the Scott Peterson documentary, because there's people that are like, I saw Laci Peterson walk her dog that morning, because I said, that's a very pregnant woman. That dog's going to pull her over. And the camera interviews like 5 different neighbors. They're like, she walked past my house in the morning. She walked past my house in the morning. Somebody else called the cops that day because they go, yo, some dudes in a van just like wrestled a pregnant woman into the back of the van. You guys got to come here right now. Nobody shows up. He calls back. I saw a pregnant woman get thrown in the back of a van. There's a corrections officer who's in jail or a mental ward. He's somewhere. And he's like, yeah, I got people who are locked up telling me that that Laci got unalive because she saw the robbery. Like, you guys should check on this. And then he called back a week later like, hey guys, no one's coming to check on this. That people who are locked up are admitting to have had a hand in it.
That makes sense.
Dude.
That makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is that's in the Laci Peterson documentary, Scott initially said he went golfing.
Golfing versus fishing,
and then later accidentally was like, yeah, I went fishing.
I know.
And then he bought all that fishing stuff just days before.
Yeah.
And then he drove like an hour and a half just to go swim his boat out to the middle of
the bay.
Yeah. And not even fish.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to argue. Let me be devil's advocate for that, because my fiance and I had the same thing. I bought my golf clubs and like my golf shoes, and then like I couldn't wait to go use them. So like 2-3 days later, I was on the golf course. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just got my stuff. I'm super excited. I want to go play with it.
It also wasn't a big secret that you bought all this golf stuff.
True.
He bought a boat and didn't tell anyone. And kept it hidden in his garage.
Yes. But also, when I went to go golf, I didn't want to go to like some crappy course. I wanted to go to a good one. The good one was like 30 minutes away. Same thing with his boat. Again, just being devil's advocate. He could be like, I'm not going to a lake in Modesto. I'm going to the real deal. I'm going to the San Francisco Bay. I want to get on the real water. Like, again, I could argue for him, but I also can argue against him too. Like, bro, what? You changed your story 3 times? You're dating... Yo,
and then,
Amber Fry, the girl he was dating.
Oh, yeah.
And again, if you guys haven't seen the Laci Peterson documentary, you got to see it. So Laci Peterson disappeared on the 24th. Okay.
He said his wife had gone missing.
Yes, already.
Like 2 weeks prior to Laci Peterson going missing. Do you think that was a coincidence?
I don't know.
Like, what if he's like, fuck, I just spoke that into existence? What kind of joke is this?
When she comes out and drops the bomb, she goes, Scott Peterson met me on November 20th, and, we started dating. Okay, that was November 20th. He went to the Christmas party and was talking with her and was talking about his wife already, what did he say? What was the word he used? Lost. I lost my wife on December 9th. So from the 20th to the 9th, what's that, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? He's already going to this girl's Christmas
at least
party.
2.5 weeks.
Going to the girl's Christmas party saying, I just lost my wife. He's already lying. The reason he confessed, quote unquote, is because a mutual friend says, yo, you're married. Why are you seeing my friend Amber? Is her name Amber?
I forgot.
Amber
something
Fry,
like that.
something like that. So like in those 2.5 weeks, he already got caught, already went to her Christmas party, already came up with a lie.
Was that 2 weeks?
It was
I
the
thought
20th to the 9th.
The Christmas party was closer to Christmas.
It was the 20th to the 9th because he went over there to confess on the 9th, and then Laci Peterson disappeared on the 24th. So all of that happened within a month. Like, that was a whirlwind month for this dude. Cheating. That was fit. Like, life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
Like, it escalated quickly. If he just met her on the November 20th?
So did the Scott Peterson documentary, is his documentary playing devil's advocate? Or is his documentary as like incriminating as Laci Peterson's documentary?
Both of them are obviously, both of them have their agenda. They have their angle, right? Which like, hey, Scott, the Laci Peterson documentary is like, Scott did it and here's why, right? Scott Peterson documentary is, I'm in jail, because these are all like face to face.
And here's why.
Yeah, well, I'm in jail, but here's why I didn't do it. The police messed up because there's witnesses here they didn't talk to. There's a burglar across the street. There's somebody who claims that they threw my wife in the back of the van. The cops never followed up on. So, they're not giving me the DNA test that we're asking for. There's blood on this mattress.
I don't know. Like, he
rubs me the wrong way. He rubs me the wrong way.
I remember when she went missing.
Yeah.
I don't recall following any of the case because I think I was just like a little too young that I just didn't care. But I remember seeing her pictures and everything.
Yeah.
So after watching the documentary, although I knew who she was and the like foundation of what had happened, I didn't know any of the details. So me watching this documentary was like me watching this case for the very first time.
Yeah.
And it was weird to me that they did highlight his lack of like emotion, and his lack of urgency, in this, and him not wanting to be on camera checks out. That makes sense. He had a whole other girlfriend a few hours away, so that connected the dots there. He didn't want to be seen, but him just like saying he was going to do a polygraph test and then pulling out at the last minute. I don't want to do a polygraph test.
Never do a polygraph test. Never take those.
And I don't know. He just seemed very like
removed.
He was dragging his feet, hoping everyone else would drag their. He just like, I don't know. He wanted this to drag out.
He wanted to go away.
As long as, he just seemed very just not like. Not concerned, wasn't visibly upset. When I get everyone grieves differently, but like, bro, that's your pregnant wife, and you don't even look at all like, worried.
I know. Yeah. There's a lot of things that she's
been missing for 4 weeks, and you've already turned the nursery into a storage.
Yeah.
Like, are you not hoping they come back? Like,
I know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I just don't buy.
I don't think I would ever change a room.
And here's the thing: there's arguments. There's 3 arguments. One, he did it. One, he didn't do it. And the third argument is whether he did it or not. They didn't prove beyond a shadow of a doubt in court that he did. They didn't provide enough evidence to convict him. So whether he did it or not, it still wasn't a trial that should have resulted in a guilty verdict. That's the third angle that a lot of people kind of like spend time discussing.
They're also, I mean, playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
They're also, to me, it seems not a lot of evidence to prove that he didn't do it. Like, sure, they may be having a hard time connecting the dots, but everything checks out to me.
You can argue both ways. It's so sad. It is so sad.
It's like, and then where they found her body.
I know. Okay, like, so let's say, just for these points right here, let's say that Scott didn't do it. Okay. Somebody watching. Okay, so he didn't do it.
And then they found the robbers.
Yes.
And they found that they had no, on top of them finding out what they were being investigated for and being like, oh, fuck, we broke into the house. Here's all the shit. We did not kill that lady.
Yeah.
Like, on top of them off top confessing that they had nothing to do with her disappearance.
Yeah.
They couldn't find any DNA match with those guys.
I know.
So.
Watch the Scott Peterson. It's called like Face to Face or something like that, but watch that too.
Face to Dick.
Okay, I'm gonna get off Scott Peterson. Pause. There's a story I saw on TikTok. I'm gonna share this with you. There's a ghost ship. You know what a ghost ship is?
A ship of ghosts?
No, it's basically it's a ship that's just out there floating. All the crew, for whatever reason, there's no crew on it. Whether they got washed away, they all died, or whatever. There's ghost ships. There's also another word for them, but whatever. They're just ships that are floating out there because all the crew either died or they got swept overboard or whatever. Nobody's manning the ship, but the ocean is so huge that there's just like ships floating around out there. So there's one ghost ship. It was built in Russia or something like that. The rumor is that it's infested with rats. So it's floating around the ocean. How the fuck
did rats get out there?
Well, because it was docked at one point, and they just keep humping and humping and humping. But the rats are eating each other to stay alive, and when the rats die, then all the rats eat, they're cannibalizing each other. So it was a Russian ship up until 2006. Then the person who owned the ship had it docked for 2 years in Canada because they didn't have enough money to they didn't have enough money to use it anymore. It was decided, hey, we're just going to scrap this ship. So the Canadian people put a line on it and they were going to tow it. I forget where they were towing it to, but as they were towing it out of Canada, the tow line snapped and it kind of floated away into international waters. So they're like, nah, it's not really our problem anymore. So this ship that was just sitting in dock for 2 years, who knows what crawled on top of it, because, you're sitting there, whatever. It's just not our problem anymore. So that's where this story that it is infested with rats who keep multiplying and eating each other. That was in 2008. It wasn't cited again until 2013. 5 years just floating around the ocean. It's getting closer to the UK and Ireland. They were worried that the boat was going to kind of come into the Irish waters and it was going to be their problem now. There were more and more sightings of it. There was one person.
So they blew it away?
Yeah. There's a story of one person who actually found the ship, sent a distress signal, and then went missing. Nobody heard from this person again. Around 2015, people thought the ship was going to float into Ireland, and so they don't want it coming into their waters or on shore because of the word that it's full of rats who are eating each other. And I guess I didn't tell the story right.
Is that the end of the story?
That's kind of the end of the story, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't tell it right.
Okay.
Stupid.
I'm like, that's gross. Yeah. So what's happening to the boat now?
There was
still just out there?
It's still just kind of out there. I forget. If you just Google Russian ghost ship rats, it'll pop up. It's called like the Luva.
But how do people know?
I guess all the rats got on it while it was docked. And then I don't know how the story came along.
But how do they know that it's just infested with rats now and they're all eating each other if it's been a ghost ship for the past 20 years?
I think they're relying on the person that saw it and sent a distress signal in 2013.
Like, did the rats send a mass email to...
No. But how gross.
Ireland@president.com. Like, we're all eating each other in here.
I told that story sucky. Sorry, I could have told that better.
Yeah, that wasn't very great.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It was better on TikTok when I saw the video. I just didn't want to play the video.
I fucking love TikTok.
It's so great.
Isn't it getting banned still?
I don't know.
Is it? I hope not, because like at first TikTok was just kind of like a throwaway app and everyone was just dancing and shit on it.
Yeah.
Now I get like a whole bunch of recipes.
Yeah, yeah.
And all of my TikTok saved videos are all recipes and workouts and like high protein, low carb meal plans, diets. Like I fucking love TikTok.
Yeah.
I fuck with TikTok.
And it's weird because the three things that pop up most on my algorithm are kettlebell workouts. There's this dog. The four things: kettlebell workout. There's a cow and a duck that are best friends, and they go swimming in the pond together.
Pull up your TikTok.
Okay, hold on. That's 2 kettlebell workouts. Cow and duck. There's a bulldog with an English name called Harry or something like that, and then stuff from like SEAL Team 6 and like military, like people sitting down in chairs talking about like their military experience. Like those are the 4 things that always pop up. Meanwhile, my fiance is watching like Oprah and
These
meditation.
are all my saved videos, okay?
Okay. You got to hold it into the camera a little more.
But I want you to see it too.
I can see.
It's all cooking, cooking, workout, makeup, cooking, food, more food, workout. This is apartment finds, so just like decor and home stuff, workouts, lock tutorials. When my son had locks, I was learning different twisting techniques.
Oh, cool.
More food, clothes, more locks. Like literally my whole TikTok is food, workouts, and like home decor inspo.
Wait, what's favorites? The heart one or the square one?
The saved one is the one you want to look at.
Right. The square one, right? This one right here? Versus the heart one? Okay.
Yeah. Those are just all your...
Yeah, mine are a lot of recipes too.
Those are all your saved videos.
My saved videos, workouts, recipes, golf swings.
That's how you know we're old. Like...
Well, this is what I'll do. Whether it's TikTok or Instagram, if you're watching somebody's...
And I think also you can go through your likes too.
Oh, that's what I'm going to say. If you're on Instagram or TikTok and you like somebody's video accidentally, I'll go and take that like back. I'm like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'll go unlike it because I don't want them having the like that's just...
Nails, food, Hope Core, like military coming home videos.
Yeah, I like those.
Glasses. A lot of these are just funny ones. Workouts, more food.
It's funny that you like them. I don't like any. I don't like double tap any Instagram videos.
Sometimes I do.
Instagram TikToks.
Also, just to be able to have to go back to.
Just kind of file it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Because I'll watch. Because sometimes like my fiance will like be over my shoulder watching me watch Instagram videos.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it. Maybe I'll even laugh. And I'm like, all right, next. And I'll swipe. And she goes, why didn't you like it? Like, why didn't you double tap it? And I'm like, I just don't. Like, unless it's like a friend of mine. And I'm like, yeah, here you go. That was funny, Lizette. Or that was funny, so-and-so. Like, I just don't double tap videos.
One of my Nashville friends just texted me and said, you should have told me Strawberry was in Nashville. I was like, that was mad long ago. That was
months ago. But thank you. And the fried chicken out there isn't worth the hype. All right, let's wrap up this podcast. Thank you for streaming and following us on Instagram at Strawberry and Lizette. You can follow Lizette's fitness and recipe journey and dreadlock twisting.
I'm restarting his twists. We cut his hair and we're gonna restart.
It looked good. His hair looked good when you cut it.
So yeah, he's just getting tapers right now until his hair grows out a little bit, and then I figure out where I want his locks to be. Then we can separate that and cut down. It's a process, but we're gonna try to keep it looking contained while we do it, while we grow it out. Anyways, I'm at Lizette Love, LizetteLovee.
I'm at Strawberry Radio. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.